teams are off. So the female athletes will start with 20 rope climbs. They are looking for 20 reps total. To get a rep, the athlete must get themselves all the way up that rope to the cross beam, touch it, come back down so that both of their hands are below that black line on the rope. And from there on, they can drop down.
Buenos días, Madrid. Entramos en la recta final de los Meridian Regionals 2018 en la caja mágica. Estamos viendo el evento número 5. Este evento por parejas femeninas y parejas masculinas. 20 rope climbs, 40 calorías en remo y 60 snatches con un time cap de 17 minutos. Estamos viendo el primer hit. Aún no tenemos representantes nacionales, pero el público está expectante.
The time cap for this event number 5 is 17 minutes. So in order to have a chance to finish, these females should be done with their portion of the event at around the 8.5-minute mark.
Tenemos que decir que CrossFit Mayhem Freedom tiene el event record situado en 15 minutos y 27 segundos en los Central Regionals. A lo largo del segundo hit os diremos cuántos equipos han conseguido finalizar este quinto evento en lo que llamamos de Regionals.
We have a few judges' hands up in the air. Lane number 7, Mad Hunters. And also on lane 4, 962 Avengers. These females are down to their last 5 repetitions on these rope climbs. Also, CrossFit 965 Kuwait, down to their last 4 repetitions. Lane number 5, CrossFit 965 Kuwait, 2 reps to go. Also on lane 7, Mad Hunters, they've got 2 reps to go. So these two teams leading the way here in this heat number 1 of event 5 of the team side of the competition here at the Meridian Regional.
Sure.
Lane number 5, CrossFit 965 Kuwait, their female athlete going for that last rope climb before they can advance to the rope.
Ya tenemos varios jueces con la mano levantada, atentos a la calle número 5. Las 2 chicas se disponen a enfrentar los remos.
So 2 teams now on the row. Lane 2, CrossFit TLV also. These 2 female athletes done with their rope climbs. That's Mad Hunters on lane 7. Round out your top 3 here in heat 1. 40 calories on the rower for each athlete before they can move on to the snatches.
Calorías en remo. Vemos como la calle número 2, camiseta blanca, ronda las 10 calorías. La calle número 4, camiseta azul, ronda las 5 calorías. 13 calorías para el equipo de Kuwait, calle número 5. Alrededor de 12 calorías en la calle número 7, Mad Hunters.
Lane number 5, 965 Kuwait, their female athletes halfway through the row. They're at 20 calories. CrossFit TLV, their female athletes also less than 20 calories to go.
Vemos que el equipo en cabeza ahora mismo es CrossFit 965 Kuwait, en la calle número 5, calle central, ahora mismo con alrededor de 32 calorías. Les sigue muy de cerca las chicas de la calle número 2, CrossFit TLV, calle número 2, camiseta blanca, con 32 calorías justo ahora.
Lane number 5, 965 Kuwait. Their female athletes almost done. But CrossFit TLV also, judges hand up in the air, meaning that the athletes are down to their last 5 calories.
Se unen las chicas del 962 Avengers, calle número 4, camiseta azul, a punto de salir del remo también.
On the snatches, the athletes will perform 10 repetitions at each section on the floor before advancing the bar forward. For these snatch reps to count, the bar must start from the floor and it must be brought to that overhead position in one motion. It can be a squat snatch, power snatch, muscle snatch, or split snatch, but nevertheless, in that top position, the athlete must have their hips and knees extended, their arms extended, and the bar over the body.
Efectivamente, como bien ha dicho mi compañero Hanu, está permitido cualquier tipo de snatch, squat snatch, power snatch, split snatch, siempre que terminen con las dos pies en la misma posición paralela, cadera extendida y codos extendidos.
These ladies are using 95 pounds for the snatches, which is approximately 43 kilograms.
Vemos al equipo Kuwaití en la calle número 5, adelantado del resto, primera posición, mallas verde, seguido del equipo de 962 Avengers en la calle número 4, camiseta azul. Recordamos que son 17 minutos de time cap, solo les quedan 5 minutos.
To go for the females. Once the athletes touch the cone on the middle of the field, that will release the next pair, so the male athletes will then take the floor for their rope climbs, rowing, and snatches.
Atentos porque la calle número 2, CrossFit TLB, camiseta blanca, están consiguiendo adelantar posiciones y es posible que les roben la segunda posición a las chicas de Avengers.
Number 5, 965 Kuwait. They are on their last set of 10 snatches. So they look like they are going to be the first female pair to finish their portion of this event, number 5. As we're now hitting 14 and a half minutes, that means we have 2.5 minutes to go until the time cap. And lane number 5, 965 Kuwait, first team to be done for the female pair. Now is 20 rope climbs for the male competitors in total.
Aún tenemos al equipo de la calle número 4 con la camiseta azul Avengers, adelantado de CrossFit TLB. Cuando estamos a minuto y medio del time cap. Como podéis ver, por ahora solo un equipo ha conseguido que la pareja masculina empiece con los rope climbs. El equipo kuwaití de 965.
One minute to go. Seconds to go, and right now these teams are fighting not only for points but for their place in this competition. In order for them to advance to the final event, the male athletes both have to complete at least one repetition. 10 seconds.
Últimos segundos del evento.
3, 2, 1. And that is heat number 1 done, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like it was CrossFit 965 Kuwait who takes the heat. 10 seconds. Stand by. We are off again here, this heat number 2 underway. 20 rope climbs for all the female athletes in total to begin this event, followed by 40 calories on the rower and then 60 snatches. The snatches are also a total number, so the work can be divided between the athletes however they please. The same thing applies to the rope climbs. For the rope, it is 40 calories for each athlete.
Tenemos 3 equipos nacionales compitiendo en este evento. En la calle número 2, equipo de los en la calle número 7, equipo de los
this heat, your top three coming off the rope climbs is Aliath leading the way, Team Turicum second place, and Kaizen CrossFit Lyon third place. As these ladies are trying to finish up with their 40 calories and move on to the 60 snatches. Aliath, the ladies at 20 calories right now. For the ladies of Turicum, 22 calories done.
El team de la calle 1, Lavi, también se une al remo. También tenemos las chicas de 77 en la calle número 7 en el remo ya.
On lane number 6, CrossFit Aliath, ladies coming up to 35 calories. Both of the athletes must finish their row before they can advance to the snatches. It's got only 2 more calories to go for Aliath on lane 6. And they are now finished with their row and they will advance to the snatches. So Aliath still leading the way here. But also Turicum not far behind. They are off their rowers now. 60 snatches. Advance the bar after every 10 repetitions.
Tenemos el Team Canarias a punto de salir al remo también a una repetición. Rep válida. ...40 calorías por cada participante. El team de 21-15-9 también está en el remo. Tenemos todos los equipos que nos representan en el remo ahora mismo. Lo que sí os pedimos es que en los últimos segundos les apoyemos al máximo, les hagamos ruido, les animemos. 17 minutos de time cap. Podemos ver los dos equipos adelantados. CrossFit Aliath en primera posición, calle 6. Team Turicum, segunda posición, calle 3. Y Kaizen CrossFit Lyon, calle número 9. El team de 77 ya lo tenemos en los snatches. Canarias Team, 24 calorías. El team de 21-15-9, 30 calorías.
Like I mentioned in that earlier heat already, the minimum work requirement for this event is that all the athletes must complete at least 1 repetition. So that means if the male athletes will not get any work done here, the team will not be allowed to continue on in the competition. So both male athletes have to at least complete one rope climb in order for the team to advance to the last event number 6. Lane number 6, CrossFit Alley, the ladies on their last set of 10 snatches. They are getting ready to release the male athletes onto the floor. 5 reps remaining for Alia, but Team Turicum on lane 3 also on those last 10 repetitions now. Middle of the field, lane 6. Both of these female athletes in all black. CrossFit Alia is going to be the first team to be done with their portion of the event. And now Team Turicum lane 3 also wrapping up their 60 snatches for the females. We're closing up on 13 minutes, so 4 minutes remaining here in this heat until that 17-minute time cap.
Poco más de 3 minutos para el time cap. Ya tenemos a 2 equipos en los cuales los participantes, la pareja masculina, se encuentran en los rope climb. A ellos se une la calle número 5, Falls Bay Sharks.
Lane number 9, Kaizen CrossFit Lyon gets their females across the halfway mark. And that releases the male athletes onto the 20 rope climbs.
77 feet, a punto de que los participantes masculinos entren al rope climb, solo 2 snatches, si no me equivoco. No, 5 snatches.
CrossFit Alley lane 6 was the first team to finish their female athletes. And they are down to the last 5 rope climbs on lane 6. 3 to go for Alley. We have 90 seconds remaining. And lanes number 2, Team 21-15-9, and lane number 8, Canarias Team CrossFit are fighting for their place in the competition right now. as Aliyah on lane 6 gets their male athletes onto the rowers.
Estamos viendo un evento en el cual se exige una combinación equilibrada entre agilidad y fuerza, gimnásticos y halterofilia.
1 minute to go.
Último minuto, chicos, tenemos que animar no solo a los nuestros, a todos los equipos que están en la pista.
"30 seconds.
Últimos snatches para los equipos de Canarias Team y 21-15-9. Vamos a hacer ruido, chicos, vamos a animar a los nuestros. ¡Arriba! ¡Más fuerte!
10 seconds. Three, two, one. That does it for this Heat 2 CrossFit Aliyah. Leading the way pretty much the whole heat.
It is time for the final heat in the opening event of the final day of competition for the teams here at the 2018 Reebok CrossFit Games Meridian Regional in Madrid, Spain. Brandon Domain and Mads Jakobsen with you here at Caja Mágica, where we might have a historic day. There's 3 nations in line to possibly send their first team to the games.
Well, it's going to be really interesting. I want to see the Spanish team from the Meridian Regional. I want to see them go out there and really bang that ticket in. I cash that ticket in. I mean, they've been doing really, really great. They're sitting right out on the outside right now looking in. They're here to make it.
They would be the first Spanish team to qualify for the games. The first team out would be the first French team to qualify, 12 points behind Norte Redondela. And in 6th place, it would be the first Israeli team to qualify, just 22 points out entering today.
And both of these teams have been looking strong. They've had a little bit of a couple of mishaps a couple of times, but I think they're about to set that right today.
100 valuable points available here in event number 5.
Event number 5, we'll see 2 female athletes doing 20 rope climbs, 40 calorie on the row each, and 60 snatches at 95 pounds. Then the male athletes will enter the floor. They will do 20 rope climbs as a pair, 40 calorie on the rower each, 60 snatches at 135 pounds, and the time cap is 17 minutes.
Here in heat number 3 will be the top 10 teams entering the final day of competition. The points leaders, CrossFit Riviera team, will be in lane number 5. 2nd place Valley Road will be in lane number 6. But the bubble team entering this event, CrossFit Norte Redondela, will be in 7. First team out, Take Control, in lane number 3.
And I'm looking for good things for Take Control right here. I think they've been looking really, really strong. I think a couple of timing things have been off for them a little bit, but then again, I think they're about to sort that out. That being said, Take Control are out here on a mission at the same time as other places or other teams are out here trying to make sure they don't catch up.
And the final day of competition is underway for the top 10 teams. We do not have an official score to beat just yet, as nobody has made it past the rower on the men's side in our first 2 heats.
It is a challenging event, and I think we've seen the women come out here just a little bit too slow to allow the men to be able to finish this off. And I think the things that these teams need to think about is to be smart on the rope climbs. What I mean by that is fast transitions, fast hands, making sure to get far up the rope before you clench your feet so that you don't have to just hang on the rope and fight for that little stub. I want to see a strong pull on the row. It's for calories, and I wouldn't want the athletes to go out there and exhaust their legs too much before they make it onto the snatch. And on the snatches, it's all about fast switches. They need to go out there, get a couple of reps, and as soon as the cycle time on the barbell start coming down, switch. And when they switch, make sure that's fast switches. Get onto that bar.
1 minute into the rope climbs, the fastest split, or at least the event record split through the rope climbs, would be 3 minutes and 15 seconds. That event record of 15:27 held by CrossFit Mayhem Freedom set a week ago in Nashville at the Central Regional. They are just one of 7 out of 194 teams to take on this event thus far to actually beat that time cap in a 4% success rate. It is a near impossible task.
I was just about to say, well, it shows there's not it's not impossible. So you're saying there is a chance, and
Near
yes,
impossible.
there is a chance. But it's really all about making sure that the ladies go out there on the floor and clear their event to allow the men to go fast enough to be able to finish it. And the deciding factor has been the rope climb. They're just not fast enough on the rope climbs just yet, unless, of course, you're the female athletes on the Mayhem team, because they were going at a blistering pace.
Keep in mind, and this is a note that's been heavy in the first 2 heats, the minimum work requirement in this event is every athlete, that includes the 2 male athletes that are going to have to wait their turn here for a good 9, 10, 11 minutes, is that every athlete on the floor has to complete at least 1 rope climb. And that's a stipulation here in this event that could completely alter the picture when it comes to this competition.
It really could. I mean, we've seen a lot of teams out here in the previous heats that haven't been able to do that. So kind of looking forward to see how if our observations are correct. So let's just say that we think that's what happened, but we haven't gotten any confirmation just yet. And if you look at the event right here, what you're looking at is a successful team. The athlete will jump onto the rope. They'll have really, really fast hands, like right there in the middle of your screen. Orange tights, black top. Fast hands, make it up the rope, then clench your feet, stand up and touch the crossbeam.
Those were 2 very good reps for Cape CrossFit Wolfpack, and they're down to their final 2 reps. And this is actually going to be faster than the event record pace, as they have 1 rep remaining. We're at the 3-minute mark. Cape CrossFit Wolfpack entering today 3rd. They had 2 event wins on day number 1, no top 10 finishes in day number 2, and they're out in front 7 seconds ahead of the event record pace, 3:08, as they make their way to the rower.
And they did really, really great. I mean, we've talked about it, but this is an execution that you need to see in order for this to work. Fast hands. Both these ladies have a gymnastic background, which means we saw them on the pull-up rack earlier. They were really, really comfortable. And so they've got a lot of pulling strength, and you need that grip strength, pulling strength. Make sure to get up that rope fast, clench your feet, and then stand up.
This could be absolutely gigantic for Cape CrossFit. Again, they had those 200 points on day number 1, but a 15th and a 13th on the 2 events yesterday sees them just 28 points ahead of the cut line, which is currently 5th place. The 5th place team behind them would be Take Control.
And we had a little bit of a chat with their coach Chris this morning, and he was looking very confident for today's events as well. He said that, you know, as a team they were ready for it. They were kind of finding themselves in the spot that they expected to be at, but they were looking forward to make a push today. And you know, when Chris says that, it's not going to be empty words.
Here's that every team is into their final 5 rope climbs, and we now have our 2nd team to get to the rowers. It's going to be CrossFit Valley Road. 2nd place team, CrossFit Norte Redondela, will be the 3rd team on the top lane. So 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in the point standings are going to be the leaders. As Team Crash in the blue shirts on the far right side of the screen will be 4th to the rower. CrossFit Las Rosas will be the 5th team all the way in lane number 1.
And when you see these ladies on the rower, what you want to remember is that when you're rowing for calories, you want to make sure that you end up with a strong pull. If you do that, you're going to be able to get almost a full calorie per pull. But you need to finish that movement. You can't just kind of go and let your legs do all of it. The second part of that is you're moving on to the snatches. You're going to need that violent hip extension to stand that weight up. Make your hip generate as much momentum on the bar, follow through with the shrug, and then follow through with the arms. If your hip's tired already, that's going to be a problem.
7 teams have made their way to the rowers. The 6th team to get there, points leading team CrossFit Riviera in the center of the screen in all black. We're down to 2 teams still working on the rope climbs. It's Team White City in lane number 8, and CrossFit Take Control, the 5th place team, in lane number 3, and already making their way to the bar to start 60 snatches at 95 pounds is Cape CrossFit. And they're still right in line with the event record pace.
And at the same time as they're doing everything right, Take Control CrossFit aren't doing themselves any favors with that charge up the leaderboard that they were looking for today.
And while Take Control struggles, Cape CrossFit continues to lead the way by a wide margin. We're in a heat here that everybody in this, if they're not already in a top 4 spot, they're within 46 points of becoming one of those 4 teams in the qualifying spots going into the final event. So this is still a very close race. It definitely is, and I like what I'm seeing right here from Cape CrossFit Wolfpack as well. Fast transitions, definitely the game plan to how many reps you want to see your partner do before you get on. And look at how fast she is once she addresses the bar. Judges' hands going up for Valley Road. They're within the final 5 calories. But already through 20 of 60 snatches is Cape CrossFit. They advance the bar every 10 repetitions to give you an idea of where the field is playing out. And it will be a 21 rep lead over second place CrossFit Valley Road. And this is big for these 2 teams. The second and third in the point standings are going to put some distance between themselves and 5th place. They're setting themselves up for success later today and also just doing a great job of solidifying their position. Third team to get to the bar is going to be CrossFit Norte Redondela, the 4th place team. And the points leaders, CrossFit Riviera, are going to be the 5th team as Las Rosas has made their way to the bar in 4th. So your 4 teams in the qualifying spots entering today are sitting in the top 5 as we get near the midway point towards the time cap in this event. So the chase is on for all these teams to see if they can catch up with the Wolfpack. Closing in on rep number 40 for the event leaders, Cape CrossFit. The ladies of Mayhem Freedom were through their half of the event at 8 minutes and 41 seconds en route to that event record of 15:27. This will fall a little bit behind it as they get to the barbell here for Cape CrossFit, but still going to be one of the faster splits we've seen for a female pairing. It really is. They're doing a great job, and they're giving the guys a chance to go out there and actually get really far in the event, possibly even finishing it as well. We were talking about it off air. You really got to have the female pairing off the floor in about 9, maybe about 9:15 at most, to let the guys pairing have a shot at finishing the event. See, Cape CrossFit's athlete now, their cycling time is going down just a little bit as fatigue is starting to set in. Feet are jumping a little bit wider. They're landing a little bit deeper. You can see that focus on the men's pairing for Cape CrossFit, as they know that they are within 10 reps away from starting. The race for second is a close one between Valley Road and Norte Redondela, as your top 4 in the point standings are continuing to look strong here in this event. And that's some fast barbell cycling there from Norte Redondela. That's actually White City, sorry, that was the White City team there. Final couple of reps for Cape CrossFit. They try to close this out under the 10-minute mark, and they do. 9 minutes and 52 seconds. And they'll send the men's pairing out. Wow, that was a quick legless rep to start this. And some of these guys are going to start by going legless to start with, just because they want to get a lot of speed. I'd be perfectly okay with that, but what I wouldn't want to see is for them to hold on to that technique all the way through, because it's going to cost them on the rower. Exhausting your grip and your pulling abilities isn't what you want to do too early on. That being said, you want to get as far as you can. The race for second is in the final 10 reps. Currently, that is held by Norte Redondela on the right side of these 2 lanes. Blue pants, white top here has been incredibly fast on the barbell cycling. Just took a little bit bigger chunk than I think they were looking for. And Norte Redondela will make the touch at 10 minutes and 51 seconds. It's a 1-minute interval behind the leaders, who have already made their way through 11 of 20 rope climbs. And Norte Redondela, they've had one of the loudest supporter sections here all weekend. and with good reason, as they are one of a handful of Spanish teams in the field, and they are in position to possibly become the first Spanish team to qualify for the CrossFit Games.
It'd be huge for them, it'd be huge for the box, but it would be huge for the CrossFit community in Spain to send a team off to Madison and get some experience that they can bring home and start making more of these success teams.
Should be closing in on the final 5 reps for the leaders out of Cape CrossFit. They had a quick pace in that first minute, but you can see how that pacing has slowed on the left side of the screen from what we had earlier, as they are just now into their 16th rep.
Exactly, and it may have been just that they were a bit too hot to get in there. Either that, or it's a part of the plan that they had, that they wanted to go out there and get the first 10 ones really fast.
Bottom lane on the screen, Las Rosas, another one of the teams from Spain. In fact, right here in Madrid will be the 4th place team moving into the men's pairing of this event. As there is now 1 rep remaining for Cape CrossFit on the rope climbs before they get to the rower. 5th place team in this heat is going to be the points leaders, CrossFit Riviera. So your top 4 in the point standings in those provisional qualifying spots, with 1 event remaining after this one, all holding serve.
And as you talked about a little bit earlier, Brandon, there are a bunch of teams on the outside looking in, looking to make a move, and these teams in the top right now are doing everything they can to keep them off.
So Cape CrossFit already onto the rower. The race for second playing out behind them, with Valley Road and Norte Redondela trading rep for rep on the rope climbs.
And here's where, if I was Cape CrossFit, I know there's a sense of urgency because you're looking to finish the event, absolutely. At the same time, the speed that they had on the rope, I'd take it a little bit easier on the row to make sure that they're setting themselves up for a possibility to cycle fast through the snatches.
So while the top 4 in the point standings are continuing to hold serve when it comes to those 4 qualifying positions, there's one team that is still early on into the snatches. You see them in that top white lane, and this could become a story in a hurry, as they are nearing the halfway point on what is basically double Isabel's 60 snatches to close out the female pairing. And this is Take Control, the 5th place team. Keep in mind, every athlete has to record a rope climb, including the 2 men. So they've got 3 minutes to get through 30 snatches and 1 rope climb for each of their male athletes.
It's a daunting task here for the team that we were wondering if they were looking to make that move, and we thought they would. But you just never know when fatigue sets in. They've been competing here for 2 days already, and maybe starting to take its toll.
And if they're not careful, it could end just like that, as Norte Redondela has grabbed the 2nd position. But as this race for second starts on the rower, already making their way to the barbell are the heat leaders and event leaders out of Cape CrossFit. As Norte Redondela, the team entering this event in 4th, 2nd place here in this event. Again, we only had a couple teams send their male pairings to the rower in our first 2 heats. And it is a gigantic lead, as noted by the distance between the 3 teams working on the rowers and the team pulling away with that blue barbell, 135 pounds, about 62 kilos, as they're already through 10 of 60 reps on the snatch.
And it looks like the male athlete currently on the barbell here for Cape CrossFit isn't quite as comfortable as the other one. He just went out there and got a couple of reps, and here he is as his team partner made it on there and just went crazy.
90 seconds remain for Take Control, who might be in danger of going from 5th to out of the competition if they don't hurry. They have 1 minute 20 seconds to get through now 10 snatches and 1 rope climb, as you see the men of the team, and you can see the frustration on their faces as they watch this play out.
It's incredibly frustrating. I like that. I mean, I do like that they're not yelling at their teammates, but it's got to be just, you know, heartbreaking. Oh, there you see it.
Closing in, nearly backing out of that segment of the floor, which would have been a no rep, and that could have been incredibly costly, as second place continues to be a near virtual tie. Give the slight edge to Norte Redondela. Third place will be Valley Road. Riviera team, the points leaders, are on the rower. They were the 5th team to get there. So the top 4 creating some distance. We're into the final couple of reps in the background for Take Control. They'll make the touch. Now this is the time where they need 1 rope climb for each male athlete in the next 30 seconds, or else their day and their competition is over. There's 1. Struggling to get the feet to lock out. There's the touch. He's got to show control on the way down. He comes down. That is 1 for each, and they have barely saved themselves in this competition.
Saved by the proverbial ringer.
Meanwhile, out for the lead, Norte Redondela has been ripping the barbell, trying to close the gap, but it's going to be too little too late. Give a 3rd event win of the weekend to Cape CrossFit Wolfpack.
Great job by Cape CrossFit Wolfpack right here. The girls went out and cleared the floor for them in a great way. But I mean, they did have to fight everybody else off, as once the men from Norte Redondela made it onto the barbell, they were going fast.
What a turnaround. Day 1 was a first and a first. It was 15th and 13th on day number 2. Start day number 3 with a 3rd win of the weekend for Cape CrossFit, and they are in a solid position moving forward into our final event.
They really are. They did everything right there. You know that they're happy with their performance right now. And if you see a Spanish flag, by the way, on the shirts of the team from Cape CrossFit, it's to pay homage to the host country. I like that.
Very classy touch there for the team that may very well be making the most of their trip here in Spain this weekend.
And so let's have a look at what they went out there and did. It was the girls to start out with that set this team up for success. They were being fast on the rope climbs, blistering pace, doing everything right, both technically and with the mindset. Got onto the rower, took it a little bit easier, and once they got onto the barbell, their barbell cycling was really fast, transitions between athletes really fast, and that allowed the guys to get out there and go fast. Went really fast with a couple of legless rope climbs, got onto the rower, took it a little bit easier on there, making sure that they were ready for barbell cycling. And then once again, the same thing, just good communications, fast transitions.
Event win, but an even bigger points win for Cape CrossFit. 3rd entering the event, 1st in the event. They're with Nikki Brazier.
It's a really great feeling on the floor right now. You ladies were just going at a blistering pace. You actually came off of the rope faster than the event record. Nice work. But considering the fact that we've seen you all at regionals before, you guys have a lot of experience. We've never seen you climb to the top of the leaderboard quite like this. What did you focus on differently to get to this point this year?
I think a big thing with us is we came up with a plan, we had a plan, and we executed it. We're a nice all-rounded team. We've been getting on with each other very well, and yeah, I think we pick up where someone slacks off.
So 5 events in, 1 more to go. How are you feeling? How's the body holding up at this point?
We're feeling great, obviously, after this. Yesterday we had a bit of a setback, but we're ready to go now.
Great job. Way to start off the final day here, guys.
We are off 144 handstand push-ups for these teams to begin event number 6, followed by a 144-foot worm lunge. With these handstand push-ups, there's 1 athlete per each team that has to hold the handstand while the other athlete is working. Each athlete must complete at least 1 rep before they can rotate. But they're looking for 144 handstand push-ups in total.
Evento número 6, estamos en la primera parte de los handstand push-ups, mientras uno de los atletas espera en handstand hold. Otro atleta debe de trabajar acumulando repeticiones de handstand push-up. Se pueden ir turnando, no importa el orden, siempre que uno de ellos esté manteniendo la postura en handstand hold. Dos equipos nacionales en este kit. Calle número 7, CrossFit 77 Feet. Calle número 2, Canarias Team CrossFit. Tenemos a los tres equipos centrales, los favoritos, perdón, dos equipos centrales, Falls Bay Sharks y CrossFit Alio.
9-minute cap here in this event number 6 for the teams. Canarias Team CF done with their handstand push-ups on lane 2. And they're gonna grab that warm up and start lunging back towards the rig. As the whole team gets across the red line, they will turn around and then lunge their way back to the other side of the field and then finish. Beer, cheese, and red wine also done with their handstand push-ups.
Atentos a la calle número 2, Canarias Team. Los lunges sincronizados con el gusano. Muy importante la sincronización. El punto de sincronización es cuando las rodillas de los 4 participantes están tocando el suelo. Si les cantan una no rep, van a tener que dejar el gusano en el suelo y volver a cogerlo. Es muy importante mantener la sincronización para no perder tiempo.
Lane 2, Canarias Team CF done with their first part of the lunges. Now they just gotta make their way back to the other end of the floor and then get across the line for the finish. We're coming up on 5 minutes. 9 minutes is the time cap here in this event number 6.
Ruido para Canarias Team. Ellos mismos lo están pidiendo. Más ruido. Vamos a animarles. Mantienen la primera posición cuando estamos a menos de 4 minutos para el time cap. Últimos metros para Canarias Team. ¡Hey!
setting the time to beat for the following teams to come. Full spray Sharks, lane 6, taking second place in the heat. Team Turicum and Kaiser CrossFit Lyon fighting out for the third place, lanes 3 and 8. These two teams moving side by side here. Team Turicum, lane 3, and Kaiser CrossFit, lane 8. And it's going to be Turicum taking second place and Lyon taking third. 2 minutes to go. And CrossFit Alliance gets across the line as well on lane 4. Sorry, no, lane 5.
Menos de 2 minutos para el final y aún tenemos uno de nuestros equipos al que también tenemos que animar, 77 feet.
90 seconds to go until the cap.
Ahora mismo la delantera la lleva el equipo de la calle número 4, Beers, Cheese and Red Wine, seguido de 77 feet y 962 Avengers en la calle 10.
1 minute to go, 1 minute.
¡Vamos, público! ¡Ey! ¡Ey!
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last event of the weekend for all these teams on the floor. 2 more teams still working. 30 seconds to go. Come on, let's make some noise for these teams. Bring them across the finish line here. Last event of the day, at the weekend. 20 seconds.
Vamos a animar los últimos 15 segundos.
Keep it coming. Every one of these teams deserves your help. Less than 10 seconds to go.
Y finaliza la calle número 9. Lavi en los últimos segundos ha conseguido finalizar el evento. Especial mención para Canarias Team.
Welcome back to Caja Mágica, where we close out the team competition with our final heat of team event number 6 at the 2018 Reebok CrossFit Games Meridian Regional. Brandon Domain, Mads Jakobsen, and Nikki Brazier with you. And the top 3 teams, they're in. As long as they start this event, there's a little bit of intrigue when it comes to the 4th place team, but most of what we're looking at here is who will win the Meridian Regional Championship, as just 18 points separate CrossFit Riviera, who's 2 points ahead of Valley Road, who is only 16 points ahead of 3rd place Cape CrossFit Wolfpack. CrossFit Norte Redondela, the home team here out of Spain, is 42 points clear of Galileo in 5th, so we may very well be seeing a Spanish team qualify for the games for the very first time.
And what is it that they're going to have to do? Well, event number 6 is 4-time, 144 handstand push-ups, followed by 144 feet of a worm lunge, and the time cap is 9 minutes.
Saw 9 of 10 teams beat the time cap in our only other heat thus far. Here in our final heat, we will have the top 10 entering this event. Again, Riviera team, the points leaders will be in lane number 5, Valley Road in lane 6, Cape CrossFit Wolfpack in lane 4. Those are 3 teams that nearly control their own destiny each. In fact, it is controlling your own destiny for Riviera and Valley Road. The current bubble team, Norte Redondela, will be in lane number 7.
And here we have them, Cape CrossFit, looking out there to put the finishing touches on a great weekend.
100 points still available in our final event, and it starts with a nice and easy 144 handstand push-ups.
It's a great way of looking at it. I hope a lot of these teams look at it the same way. We just got to get through this. It's a nice little calm way to start. It's a challenge though, because as you see in the middle of your screen, you've got one athlete working while the other athlete is in a handstand hold. As the working athlete then rotates out, the athlete who's been in the handstand hold will then move into the other spot and start going. So there is a fatigue factor. And what's intriguing about this is that it's hard to know for the athlete how many reps they're going to be able to do. Now, they've done this at home, absolutely, but the fatigue starting to set in from the weekend, not being able to go as fast as you have in the past, may just throw you off a little bit and go faster or go a little bit longer than you have to.
So again, the center lanes are going to be the 3 teams that are the most likely to walk away with the Meridian Regional Championship. For lane 5 and lane 6, Riviera and Valley Road, if either team wins the event, they win the championship this weekend. For Cape CrossFit Wolfpack, they need a win, and they need a little bit of help from the rest of the field.
And you know, they're all gunning for that win now. It's no longer really the question if they get to go. But I was talking to some of them in the warm-up area, and they were all saying that we want the win. We're not here just to play around.
It's Riviera on the left in all black in terms of the shirts. On the right side of the screen will be CrossFit Valley Road. 2 points separate them coming into this event. Meanwhile, Norte Redondela, it's a little less clear for them to possibly make it to the games. What they need to do is finish 10th place or better.
And what they need to do is just forget all about that while they're on the floor and just do what they came to do. Go as fast as they possibly can, but they can't have that kind of standings in the back of their head. Just go out there now and execute.
2 minutes into this 9-minute time cap event. The time to beat is 6 minutes and 23 seconds. We had 10 teams take on this event before. So the key thing to know in this heat of 10 for Norte Redondela, if they want to walk away the first Spanish team to qualify for the games, beat the time of 6 minutes, 23 seconds.
Well, and I think they're aware of that, to be honest. Now, the tricky thing, as I said, is that you may get fatigued, and as soon as you start slowing down on the pace, you need to get off that wall, and that's where the rest of the team is so integral. They need to tell you, hey, you're slowing down, get off.
Now you'll notice for the athlete working on the handstand push-ups, her fingers were hanging on top of that line. That is okay, but the palm must be within the line.
They're doing good. That's a great speed right there.
And you hear the ovation because it's an entire nation here at Caja Mágica that may be saying history as it's Spain's Norte Redondela, first team to the Worm.
Followed by Crash and the Riviera team as well.
So Norte Redondela leading the way, Riviera in third getting to the Worm as they are in the lead contention spot for the possible regional championship. Cape CrossFit Wolfpack will be the 4th team to the Worm, but out in front it's Norte Redondela about 5 feet ahead of BPM Unite in lane number 10.
Well, that was BPM Unite. I'm sorry about that, Crash. Didn't want to stress you.
The entire length of the Worm must cross the red line, meaning basically just think about the back athletes, both feet, their heels must cross the red line. Then they will get the okay from the judge.
And this is where the practice that you've had a chance to do at home in your box plays so into factors, it factors in so hard. You need to find a stride as a team.
New leader in the heat is going to be BPM Unite. They're a team that is mathematically eliminated. If you're in one of those 4 blue lanes, you're sitting in the 4 qualifying positions, and the second team to drop the Worm is one of those teams in a blue lane, and it's a team that is possibly walking away with a game spot. It's BPM Unite out in front as they look to just close out this weekend with a possible event win. But the bigger picture is the teams that are 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. As Valley Road is making their way towards the Worm, they will be in the 8th position as they get there. It is BPM Unite leading the way by about the length of a Worm. As CrossFit Galileo is seeing their chances go. It'll be BPM Unite likely taking the heat and the event, barring disaster. But in lane number 7, in white and blue, it looks like a nation may be seeing a team go to the games for a very first time, and it's the host nation of the Meridian Regional. BPM Unite is one lunge away from taking the event, and they will do so at 5 minutes and 23 seconds. In Spain, you've waited long enough. And it's time to send your first team to the games. Norte Redondela, the pride of Spain, is games bound. Regional champions here in the Meridian, CrossFit Riviera will top the podium. And here comes Cape CrossFit Wolfpack as they'll lunge their way across the line, and they will be seeing themselves make it to the games for the first time since 2011.
Pretty happy about that. I couldn't blame him. That was great execution right there, just maintaining that positioning.
Next team to finish will be CrossFit Galileo. They needed to win, they needed a lot of help, but they'll close out with what appears to be a possible top 5 finish this weekend, and it looks like they'll be the first team out as this comes to a close. Meanwhile, in the center lane, lane number 6, Valley Road won't be grabbing that points championship as they came into this 2 points behind Riviera, but they also came into this well ahead of 5th place as they were 80 points clear of 5th. And as Team White City makes their way across the line, this will be about the highest we've ever seen an Israeli team finish at a regional. But in the center lane, we will see Valley Road. And as we mentioned coming in, they were one of 3 teams that knew their destiny coming out of this event.
And I think they were a little bit slower on the handstand push-ups than they kind of expected to be, but they did a great job on the worm, and they were in good positioning to start with.
2 teams left as we're about 1:30 outside of the 9-minute time cap. The team closest to finishing, another Spanish team, CrossFit Las Rosas, and 1 lane above them is Team Crash. Competition is in the books here in Madrid for 2018 as Team Crash rounds us out at 7 minutes and 56 seconds. And we kind of knew what we were going to get coming into this event with the points gap separating the top 4, especially the top 3. But here in this building, it's been good to CrossFit over the past few years. We've always seen a lot of energy in this one, and Spain has finally been rewarded as it appears that they are sending a team to the games for the first time.
And Redondela did everything right. I mean, they weren't fazed by the fact that BPM Unite were out there a little bit faster. Once they got on the worm, it was great communication between all the members on the team. I just love it, and I love that they're going out here putting on a show for the fans as well, not just kind of, you know, waiting out the position and waiting to see the chips fall where they're made. They're doing everything they can. Great attitude.
In that final event, and like we said, it was a big points gap, but there was a lot that happened here in event number 6.
Oh, there are a lot of moving parts to start with, and what we saw was some of the teams here. We've got the Cape CrossFit team, and they were out to an early start, but once they got onto the worm, the team from Redondela just chasing down BPM Unite, not quite getting there, but making a great finish, and that's what got them all the way to the finish mat in a great position. And now, well, they're going to Medicine.
And the team that may be going to the games for the first time for their country, Norte Redondela, is with Nikki Brazier.
Well, we are still waiting on the official results, but the points race was quite close coming into this event, and you could be looking at the first team to qualify from our host country, Spain. What would it mean to you to represent your nation at the games this year?
I just want to thank all the people here. Quiero agradecer a todo el mundo que ha venido hoy a animarnos. Y esta experiencia no la he vivido en mi vida, Julio.
So tell me, your training obviously is paying off. You've made it this far. What do you do between now and Madison to prepare?
First, we want to rest, like 2-3 weeks, and then we will think how we will pay Madison. And
you got to do it, guys. Well, we're still going to wait for the official numbers to come back, but in the meantime, congratulations on a great finish and on a great weekend.
So coming into this event, Norte Redondela was 42 points ahead. They knew they needed a top 10 finish. They take second in event number 6 as it's PBM Unite at 5:24, Norte Redondela at 5:36, CrossFit Riviera 2 points ahead of second place coming into this event. They take third and likely the regional championship on top of it, which isn't bad for a team that we were talking to someone, they were just like, we just don't want to be last. They had very low expectations for themselves, and they might be topping the leaderboard at the end of the weekend. Cape CrossFit in 4th, Canaria in heat number 1 will be the 5th fastest team.
Riviera has been just a hoot to talk to. We just don't want to mess up what we've done so far, but it's probably going to crash now. Well, you know what? It really hasn't crashed.
It never did.
For them at all.
They were really the one team that just held that most consistency all the way through, with 8th place being their worst finish over these 6 events, and that was all the way back in event number 1.
And it's just, I like how they played it cool, but I think at the core somewhere, I think they knew what they were onto as well. I mean, there's a lot of experience in that team. They've been here, some of these guys have been here as individuals before, now they're here on a team.
Now, one of the things we talked about on Thursday in our preview Friday when we started this competition was that the word of the weekend was going to be opportunity, especially for the team competition here, where we are going to see one team make a return trip to the games, most likely. We're waiting on the official numbers. So we're crunching the numbers, making sure everything's official. We did have the 19 of the 20 teams beat the time cap, so we will have some good timing there, but we do want to make sure that all the scoring's correct, there's no disputes, make sure that everything is good and steady. So while we wait for that, let's kind of just look back at this week. And like we said, Riviera was really the one constant where they had one event win, but they also had 5 top 5 finishes. There's a different story for Cape CrossFit, who had 3 event wins in the first 5 events, but then 2 finishes of 15th and 13th. They had that up and down kind of weekend.
Well, they did have that kind of up and down weekend. I talked to Chris, their coach, a little bit, and he said we were kind of expecting that, so it's a bit of damage control. And but he was confident coming out today, and he was also really happy with the start that they got. And he said, as long as we get off to a good start, we're good to go. There are a couple of things that we know we're not the best teams out there, or one of the best teams out there. We just want to make sure that we don't drop too far.
Now, another one of the teams that coming into this event were far enough ahead with the amount of teams remaining that they knew their destiny going into this, and that was CrossFit Valley Road, who was actually the 12th seed coming into this weekend, and they sat in the top 3 pretty much since day number 1.
Valley Road did a great job. They just did a great job of solidifying everything, and I mean, they've been a pleasure to watch.
And speaking of solidifying things, we are about ready for the announcement, so let's go down to the floor for the official announcement of our 4 teams that are games bound.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the results in, and we know our 4 qualifying teams to the CrossFit Games here from the Meridian Regional 2018. It's been a great weekend of competition for these teams, but only 4 are going to travel to Madison this summer. The winner of this year's competition, taking first place with 510 points and making their first trip to the games. From Pudo, Switzerland, CrossFit Riviera. Taking second place with 488 points, and also making their debut at the CrossFit Games this year. From Cape Town, South Africa, Cape CrossFit Wolfpack. Actually, this is the second time they're going. It's been a 6-year absence, so it's almost like the first time. Taking third place with 476 points. Also from South Africa, from Port Elizabeth, CrossFit Valley Road. Finally, fourth place. 476 points. The first ever team from Spain to qualify to the CrossFit Games. From Redondela, Spain, CrossFit Norte Redondela. So ladies and gentlemen, your top 4 teams from the Meridian Regional 2018, CrossFit Riviera, Cape CrossFit Wolfpack, CrossFit Valley Road, and CrossFit Norte Redondela. Give them one more huge round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, it is now official, and for the first time we could say there is a Spanish team that is qualified for the games, and it happens here in Spain, as it is Norte Redondela that will round out our field of 4 that will move on from Madrid to Madison. And leading the way going to the games is our regional champions, CrossFit Riviera, who did so in impressive fashion through this field.
They were being really smart, really consistent. They went out there and they executed just the way they needed to all the time, not being faced at all by the speed and some of the other people that came here, or the other teams that came in here and started taking points. Very happy with what they did.
No finish worse than 8th, 5 top 5 event finishes in our 6, including the event win in event number 4. Your regional champions, CrossFit Riviera, are with Nikki Brazier.
Guys, it's been a fight all weekend, and certainly nice to come out on top of your regional. Take me a little bit back through the weekend in terms of the events. What were your ups? What were your downs?
We didn't have any big expectation. We just wanted to participate and have fun. But yesterday was normally our hardest day, but we finished it first at the end of day 2. So.
Sure. You have a big cheering section here. A lot of people from your home, from your box, from your community. I mean, what does it mean to you to have them here with you?
They made the travel, so thank you very much.
We will see you guys in Madison. Congratulations.
Well, Madrid isn't the farthest that fan base nor that team will have to travel this year, as they might not have expected it coming in, but they are Madison bound, and they will do so as the Meridian Regional champions. So the first 4 of 12 tickets have been punched today on our 3rd and final day of competition at the Meridian Regional. Congratulations to CrossFit Riviera, Cape CrossFit Wolfpack, CrossFit Valley Road, and Spain's first games-bound team, CrossFit Norte Redondela, as they are all heading to Wisconsin in August for the 2018 Reebok CrossFit Games. Time to punch 4 more tickets on the men's side, 4 more on the women's side. Individual day 3 is next.